Hello and welcome to the Cwtches Podcast. My name is Pip and this is my little space to talk about all my knitting, crocheting, attempts at spinning, all that sort of thing. If you're a returning viewer, hi, it's lovely. I'm amazed at having people watching and commenting. It's just brilliant. Thank you very, very much. And if you're new, you're very welcome. Make a comment, say hello, whatever you feel like doing. So anyway, the first thing I wanted to talk about, I watched Ruth from Ruth Loves to Knit podcast, and there's a charity shawl going on at the moment, which I thought was for a really good cause. It's called the Ruth Shawl. It's been named after Ruth, and it's by Joanna Harriet, who I believe is one half of Twin Set and Pearl. Probably you all know her. And it's for the takings from the shawl, minus fees obviously, is for the Lamb Hospital. Now it's probably better if you go and watch Ruth's podcast because she can explain it. She used to work there. It's in Bangladesh. And I think they do some wonderful work for people who really, really need it. It's not just, I think Ruth was a midwife there. It's not just a hospital, it's also training. And they deal with lots of other things as well. Like I said, you're better off watching Ruth's podcast and listening to me try and relay things. But I wanted to mention it because I just think it's a really good idea. And that is on Ravelry, and it's the Ruth Shawl by Joanna Harriet. And it said all takings go to the Lamb Hospital. If you're anything like me, there's so many charities you want to support. I tend to stick to animal charities 90% of the time. And then when something comes up that I think is a real worthy cause, I haven't as yet, but I am going to buy the pattern as well. I just haven't got around to clicking on Ravelry. But I will buy it and support it because I think it's a great cause. And Ruth also donates with her YouTube channel. She also donates all her advert money, so anything she gets from playing adverts on her channel goes to Lamb as well. So there we go. That's something, if you haven't seen it already, if you haven't watched Ruth and you're looking for a shawl pattern, check out that one and see if it interests you. Like I said, the money will go to a good cause. So I want to then talk about my first purchase. I went for lunch with two of my cousins-in-law, my husband's cousins, the other day in Clean. We meet up now and again, try and do it once a month at least. We go and have lunch and a good chit chat and put the wheels to right as you do. And then they had to shoot off because the one had to get back to work. So I went for a little wander around the shops in Clean. And there's two little, there's one mostly does crystals and things, which is interesting to see. And the other one is a lot of crafts. So there was some hand knits in there and some sewing and, you know, all the stuff. And as soon as I went in through the door, there's a basket by the desk with all these little pouches in with all sorts on them. And yeah, the one caught my eye straight away. You know, you're coming home with me. And I just adore it. It's felted, and then it's obviously been hand stitched. You can see the stitching, the little grass, little feet. The back's just plain. And it makes a fantastic notions pouch, and we've just been away, which I'll talk about in a minute. So, you know, it's got all my bits in there, my scissors, my stitch holders, my pins and my stitch markers, all my bits. Usually got my tape measure in there, but I think I was using that, so it's probably on the kitchen table. But I just thought it was so cute, and I just thought, you have to come home with me. Oh, my two little sheep. And it was £10, which I thought, you know, somebody's handmade that. I thought it was very reasonable. So yeah, once I picked it up, it was like, mine, you're coming home with me. So it was a little birthday present to myself, that's what I'm saying, because I had a birthday as well since I talked to you last, so I'm a year older now. Oh God, time's ticking on. Excuse me a minute. Drink it whilst it's hot. I forgot to do it in my keep warm mug, which I should have done. So that's my first two things off my list, which I've got to keep my list because otherwise I forget what I want to tell you. The second thing is we've had a little holiday, only Monday to Thursday, and we went to Newquay in Wales. We went last year and I really like it there. It's somewhere I could live. I just think it's just enough there. You know, you've got a couple of places to eat. The pepper pot being my favourite. It's a really nice little, it's like an old stone pub, pardon me, and it's got a big like gazebo thing on the front of it. So we sat under there with the dog with us, and one of the dogs with us, and we sat under there outside and had a beautiful meal. And I like it. I just like Newquay. It's just, like I said, just enough, and I can get in the water there and have a swim. Only this shirt seemed even colder. Whether it's me, I don't know, but once I was in, it was all right. But I did the first time, because I haven't swum since last year. I'm not sure when the last time I went in the sea was. But it's been quite a while, and it was quite rough, and I kind of lost my nerve a bit going in. It was quite rough and buffeting, and I was like, oh, you know, and it was very cold, and I thought, no, come on, there was kids in there and everything else, so you can do this. And once I was in and swimming, it was lovely, and it's not too deep, you know. I don't like going out of my depth. As long as I can stay where I can just about touch the ground, I'm all right. And so I had a lovely swim there, and then we went to I wrote it down, Llangrannog, and that also is a lovely place to visit. It's basically, you come in and you park at the front, and it's literally just a row of little cottages right on the beachfront. They look like they're rentals, and there's like a coffee shop. There was a pub there, but I noticed that's closed and up for sale. And then you can walk up. We walked just up onto the headland, I suppose you'd call it. There was a statue of a monk there, and took some photographs looking back. I didn't go in the water there. I ammed and ahed about it, but we sat and had a cake and a cuppa. And then we drove on then, and we went over to Aberporth, and I like Aberporth as well, and I went in the water when we were at Aberporth. They've got two beaches. One is not dog friendly and the other one is, and it's quite a big, nice beach actually, that is the dog friendly one. And we went on there, and I tried to get Hattie in the water, but when she was younger she came, but that was in a big pond, big lake that she came in. Of course it's still, whereas the sea, it's the first time we've taken her to the sea, and she wasn't sure about the waves and the noise. She would come down and her paws would go in, and then she'd back off as fast as she could. And I thought I might be able to tempt her after a bit, but she was having none of it. She's too big. She's a Bernese mountain dog, so there's no way I was lifting her in. So yeah, so another swim there. And of course, no trip to Newquay can be complete without going to Rosemary's. And I don't know why I keep calling her Shirley's Water. I did this time. I said, oh, I want to go to Shirley's. And got there and I thought, oh, Shirley's is Rosemary's. So we went to Rosemary's Water Shop in Abereiron. Just the other sort of, if you think Newquay's here, and then Llangrannog, Aberporth that way, Abereiron that way, going further towards the north in that direction. We went there, and she's got a lovely yarn shop, and as you do, you have to buy some bits, but I stuck to baby knitting things because we have, as I've said before, we've got a grandchild coming in August, And my granddaughter's mum is also having a child in August, and they're both little girls. So I've been busy knitting, and I'll show you. It's finished apart from the buttons. The first little cardigan that I made whilst we were away. That's the buttons. So I need to get some buttons. And this yarn is, I liked it because it's got some glitter in it. Lurex. So it's acrylic yarn. It's 98% acrylic, 2% Lurex, stylecraft, baby sparkle. Now in the ball, it felt nice, and in the cardigan, it feels nice. On the needles, it felt horrible. For me, I got this thing about if it squeaks and it's squeaky. After a bit, I did get used to it because I thought, oh, I've bought it now, I need to knit with it. But I didn't, when I first cast it on, I thought, oh, I don't like this. But that's me, that's my, some acrylics are like it, some aren't. I do prefer natural fibres really for knitting, but of course for baby knits, they want something they can throw in the machine. I never minded hand washing my kids. I found that most of it needed a soak anyway. They'd either be sick or the other end, and food stains. I found 90% of the time I needed to soak things, so then after I soaked them, it didn't take long, and they're so tiny, it doesn't take a lot of washing, does it? So I didn't mind hand washing. So, and it's got, now I've been told the banana yellow is the colour at the moment, so that's why I went for the yellow. And it's got sort of, it's like a green, it's all sorts, green and gold and silver. And you see there, colours in it. It is pretty. So I don't know if either of them are light yellow, but that I did slightly bigger. I think this one's 3 to 6 months. It's very quick knit. They're so tiny, the pieces, aren't they? So it's done in panels, bottom up, back, arms, fronts. When you get in it, you're going up, and you got so you're turning the rows quicker than they're so little. It's a lovely thing about baby knits. And I had this much left over, so I thought, what am I going to do with it? So I decided to have a go at free hand in a hat. Get untangled here. So I don't know if it's going to turn out. I just put 76 stitches on the needle. I did the same, the garter, and the little wrapovers to make the little holes, the lace work, and just doing it plain. I started decreasing, and then I'll stitch it up the back. So I'm hoping that it'll be a good size for baby. I don't really have a clue. I saw a plain beanie that was on 66 stitches, but that was like newborn. So I thought, give it a try on 76 and see. If it doesn't fit, it's not the end of the world. I just thought I'd try and do a hat to match. So that's the first finished knitting. I'll pop that over there. Then the second one I did, again, this is a first size, but it's very tiny, so I'm not sure if it's going to be, maybe. But then you see, 2 of my grandchildren were born, George was born premature, he was £2 something, and Isla was born full term, but she was still only £3 something, so her mum might have another tiny baby. So this is a little wrapover, but it does seem premature size. So I've just got to do the little sleeves, and I'm just going to do the little short sleeves on this one. I need to talk about the patterns actually, don't I? Might be helpful. Where did I put the pattern? I have to find the pattern what I've done with that one. I thought I had it with me. Anyway, this one is Sirdar Snuggly. I've just cast it on in a bigger size actually as well. It's just this one. So, and this one here has got the little short sleeves. So I thought, is there an August baby? Hopefully it'll be warm. So I'm going to do the short sleeve on the tiny one. And then, as I said, I've cast on this is in Sirdar Snuggly, and that was this James C Bret Super Soft, the pink one. And it is so lovely and soft. Both of these are really soft. So I'm just doing a white one, and I'll do long sleeves on the bigger one. So that was the first size. This is the size that I said I was going to do on this one. The 6 to 12 months size I'm doing. So that's why I thought I'd do long sleeves, because that's going to be more winter time. So that's some more baby knits on the go. So I need to do the sleeves for that one. It's all about the baby knits this time. Oh, the cardigan that I did and showed last time that had the picot edging. If you remember, the picot edging was just way too heavy and it just wouldn't sit, it kept flopping. So I undid it. I went down a needle size to what it said to do, and I just did the garter, and I'm much happier with it. It sits lovely, and I think it's got enough with the frill on the bottom and the frill on the sleeves. I quite like it without the picot around. It was just too fussy, I thought, with the picot around the top. Maybe it's my picot edging. Maybe somebody did a daintier picot edging, because it looks lovely on the pattern. But just this cotton and my knitting, I didn't like it. As you saw last time, it was way too heavy and floppy, but it sits much better. And I just got some little sort of mother of pearl type buttons on it. And then inside, I did put a button, but I didn't do a button. I thought it'd be easier to have a popper rather than trying to fiddle. So I put a button on for show, but I did a popper. I just thought it'd be easier. And it sits better at the back now as well. So I corrected that one. And then I've made with crochet, just using up some oddments of wool. I just did a very plain little hat, and I put one of those buttons that says handmade with love on it. So just little you know, just the standard. I did a magic loop. I think I did I do 6? And then half double crochets all the way out, you know, increasing and then down. And then I did another one in single crochet. These are American terms because my grandmother taught me to crochet. My grandmother never followed a pattern. So I didn't know the name of stitches, and when I learnt from YouTube, I learnt American terms. So this is single crochet in American terms. I think it's a double in English. So that's just a single crochet, and then I did a little flower and put a button. It's a little stripy button, which I thought looked cute. So that, and I did a bonnet. This was a YouTube pattern. Just a little bonnet, but it looks big. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's supposed to be 0 to 3 months, but it looks big to me. And this was, again, started with the magic loop, did the increases out, and then you work back and forth then. So you've got your split, so you would just work back and forth, and then just put your edge in, and then I think that was a double, 2 lines of crochet, chain down and work back up to make the ties. And those are the I've forgotten the name of them, but you basically crochet 3 times into there, then a chain, then 3 times. It was a free tutorial on YouTube that I followed. Just using up some scraps. This is cotton. These are acrylic, I believe. Just some scraps I had. Those are done. That was the kimono pattern. Perhaps I've got it the right way. Now, I think I must have bought this on Etsy because I looked back on Ravelry and I couldn't see it. And so I looked, I found the pattern on Ravelry, but it wasn't in my library. So I think I must have purchased it from Etsy, but it is on Ravelry, and it is, it's called the Harvey kimono by Louisa Harding on Ravelry. I will write that down underneath. So the Harvey kimono, it's called on Ravelry, in case anybody likes the pattern. It's quite nice, the boys one. It's just plain without the picot. So that's that one. That's that one. Put those down. And then when I was in Rosemary's, I bought 2 more patterns. This one's Peter Pan, and it's P1179, and it goes from 14 inches to 20 inches, or 36 to 48 centimeters, and it's 4 ply, and I like this one. So I bought this, the Katia Merino Baby. It is lovely and soft, and on it says non-mulesing wool. Now, I didn't know much about this. I've heard the word, but I didn't know much about it. And when I looked up, I was quite horrified. I'll let you look it up yourself. I think it's totally unnecessary. As somebody who, we did farm sheep when I was, when I grew up on a farm, we did have sheep, and we did have one lamb with fly strike, where basically, because their bottoms get messy, the flies lay eggs. Obviously that's maggots, and then the maggots will eat into them. We did have one where it started to, and I can remember Dad and I cleaning it and putting all this tar on. And if you're observant, you can catch it early. But if you've got a lot, we only had a small flock. If you have a lot of sheep, it's harder to keep an eye on them, and to keep them clean and healthy. Now, there's a local farmer here who looks after sheep very, very well. My son-in-law, ex-son-in-law, I should say, they're divorced sadly. He also keeps sheep, and they just clip her. The same as you do when they clip the wool off, they clip her around the bottoms and the tail, keep it really short so that it's kept clean, then they don't get the problem of fly strike. But this mule thing was quite upsetting when I looked it up on, and in my opinion, absolutely totally unnecessary and a bit barbaric actually. And I noticed that 4 Paws have a petition which I went on and I signed to make it illegal to do, because although fly strike obviously is nasty, nothing wants to get eaten alive by maggots, but with proper care it's not necessary, and going to the extremes that they do, in my opinion, everybody has their own opinion, but in my opinion it's not necessary. I don't like cruelty to animals in any way, shape or form. So I was very pleased to see this, and it's something I'm going to be more aware of in the future. And I noticed, I should have listed it down, but I didn't, but it noted in this thing the companies, the clothing companies that are against it, and it was like H&M, Marks and Spencer's. There was a whole list of them there. So that's, you know, if you're like me and you're into the welfare of the animals and doing the best you can by them, then maybe you'd like to go onto the petition and give it a sign. So that's me being a bit political, but I'm all for the animals. So I was very pleased to see that on this one, and it is lovely and soft. It is 100% wool, but it is superwash, and it is lovely and soft. So that's going to be that one. So I thought it was quite pretty. It's like a dusky pink. I'm really into doing the baby knits, as you can tell at the moment, and the knitting's gone a bit pushed out. I need to, I suppose it's because it's summertime. I'm not going to need my jumpers and cardigans till later on in the year. Says she who has got 3 layers on. I've got my long vest on, I've got a t-shirt on, and another, my Tolster tee by the Cray Bear I've got on in, oh God, you can tell I live with animals, can't you? I'm always, apart from the fact I molt like mad. With cats and dogs in the house, I mean, we've got 4 dogs here at the moment, because Lily's gone to stay with my daughter, because her dogs, she lost one of hers, and the other one is getting a lot of separation anxiety if she goes out anyway, because she works from home, so she is home a lot. But if she goes out more than like on the school run, he starts scratching doors, etc. So, and Lily is our old greyhound, who she's not too keen on my youngster jumping all over her. She gets a bit grumpy with him, as you can understand, so they're too mature. And she went down on trial, and then she came back up on Sunday. My daughter went to the beach of the day, so she brought her 2 dogs up. And Lily didn't look too happy to be home. So, thanks, Lil. Only looked after you for God knows how many years, you know. And so I think she's being spoilt and having the life of Riley down there. And obviously, being a dog of 2 rather than a dog of 5, she's enjoying the extra fuss. So we're down to 4 dogs, but we've still got 4 dogs and 2 cats. So the next pattern I bought is this one. I don't know if you can see the detail. A little cotton cardigan. And, nope, that's the wrong one. Excuse me. I've got this, which is the bamboo and cotton. It's lovely and soft. Stylecraft Naturals bamboo and cotton. So I've got 2 balls of the purple. Try and get them around the right way. 2 of the purple. 60% bamboo, 40% cotton. DK weight. And it's lavender. Shade 7163 lavender. Also, bought it in pink as well. Did I? I thought I did. Unless it was that one I was looking at. Oh, anyway, I've got it in the purple. Just a second. Oh, I've got it in the purple. Oh, I thought purple for a change instead of everything pink and white. So that's that. Okay, I'm going through this quite quickly. It's going to be a short podcast this time, I think. Hooray, they all say. And whilst I was in Rosemary's, I picked up 2 balls of yarn that I couldn't put down. They were just 2. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Well, I've got an idea for the one, but I picked up 2 that I like the colours of. And I think I'll put them down because they're just so soft. Absolutely soft, aren't they? Oh, they smell lovely. Not sheepy because they're not sheep. This is the Adrifil, I don't know how you say it, Sogno. Now I'm eating alpaca, which is what it is. It's alpaca. It's don't know what that word. Alpaca superfine. And this one is, one's got to be the dye lot and one's got to be the colour. So you've got 052, which I think is the dye lot, and I think the colour is 0715. But it could be the other way around. This one I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet. I've looked at some patterns, but nothing's jumped out at me. But this one, it's like a charcoal grey. The colours are, again, I think the dye is 058 and the colour is 0713, I believe. And they are, oh my God, it's like a cloud. And it's, they're chunky. And they're kind of like, it's like knobbly. So this one, the pattern I've seen on Ravelry, which I like, is a chunky Moulin cardigan solo by, I think it's Lean, L-E-N-E, Lean Home. And the Moulin, M-O-U-L-I-N-E, Moulin cardigan. I'll put it underneath so you can have a look on Ravelry. If I'm clever enough to put a link or a photo or whatever, which I doubt very much I am, but I'll have a go. I've got to try, when I'm editing, I need to try it because there's so many things I want to put in. I just need to find out how to do it. Help. Technical stuff. It's the thing when you don't work, you've never worked with it or, you know, used it much, apart from at home, that everybody else that just seems to take it in their stride is alien to me. So they were my purchases. There's been quite, two more purchases this time. This is, I'd seen this on the website and hadn't given much thought to the colour. And then on Instagram, somebody had posted what they'd made with it. So I went back on the website because I thought, oh, I like those colours. And it was out of stock. So I messaged, this is on Ange, Yarn and Yarn's website. So I messaged Ange and I said, are you getting any more in? She said, yes, I'll order some now. So she did, and she gave me a message when it came in. It was no time at all. It was a couple of days, I think, and it was back in. And it's this one. And I don't, those, yeah, that's kind of doing it justice now. Oh, the colours are gorgeous in it. So when I get round to casting on a pair of socks, I really liked it. It's opal, and it says, who has eaten all my windows? Because I suppose it looks like stained glass windows. And again, we've got 2 numbers on the back, Harvey and Party. So you've got 40.55 and 35.70. So I would think one's the dye lot and one's the colour. I just thought it was rather gorgeous, those colours. So I look forward to knitting that. And then spinning. I managed to spin and ply yarn I think is passable. It's not fantastic, but I think it's passable. And I'm quite chuffed with myself that I didn't throw it through the window. I did it and I persisted and got a result. Now, it's not perfect. It does go thick and thin, and some parts are spun tighter than others, but I think I'm getting there. I think I have finally got it. And now I just need to get better at it. Says she, who since I plied it hasn't touched the spinning wheel. Just haven't had time. But I want to spin. Whereas before I was sort of making myself do it, thinking I'll get better. And then, like I said, I stepped away before Christmas because I was really getting antsy with it. And thought, I'm never going to do this. And then, ta-da! I've got yarn. So now I've got to try and take it off this. I've only got a little niddy noddy, a short one. So I would like a bigger one. But I'm wondering if I can take this off onto my whirly thing. You know? Whirly thing. Yeah, you know, you put your skeins on and then put them onto the ball winder. So I'm wondering if I can do it off onto that and then tie it and hank it. Or can you just take it straight from this onto a ball winder? But you're supposed to hank it and wash it, aren't you? So I think I need to do that step. Those who know better than me, please comment. I think I need to hank it. You're supposed to soak it, aren't you? And then let it settle. And then hang it up and skin it out, ready to knit with. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, I think. I'm going to take it off onto my whirly thing. Because I don't want to do it onto the little one for some reason. That's been all right for when I've only done a little bit. That has been absolutely rubbish. But I really need to invest in a bigger niddy noddy now. I think I've got the hang of it. Don't want to jinx it. And this was, if anybody's interested, it's a bit like a wasp. It is yellows and it's not black. It's like a really, really dark brown, I believe. Grey brown. It's called House Colours Badger. And it's a merino blended top. And it's from the Shepherd Hut on Etsy. And I think I paid £8.50 for 100 grams of it. Pretty sure it was £8.50 for 100 grams of it. And I can't say I like the colour. I didn't like the colour in the thing. I bought it because it was reasonable, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on stuff practicing. So I don't know what it'll grow up to become, but I'm quite chuffed with myself with that. Actually looks like something. And then, getting all keen, I bought some fluff from Almas, of which Crafty Lady, and I love this colour green. It's a real rich green. And this quite bright pink. So, and then, very naughty, Almas is always so generous with everything, and she put in some of her other one that this is her own blend, and it's called Witchy something. I should have written it down because I don't think she's got it on here, but you'd see it on her. She's not using Etsy now, she's using on Instagram. If you go on Which Crafty Lady, you'll see she's got a destash page, and this is called Witchy something, and she put that in as a freebie. So I like supporting Almas. She's a lovely lady. So there we have it. I shall shove them back into the bag afterwards. So, oh, hang on. So Falkland Pauldale in Raspberry Ripple. That one. This one is in Forest Green, and both of those were £7 each. I think a bargain. And then this one's Witchy Woman. Custom blend fibre. So it's really pretty, isn't it? So yes, I've got those to play with. Are we there? Have I done everything? Checklist. Check. Check. Yeah, I think that's everything that I want to talk about this time. And I started, it's been raining today and dull and not very warm at all. It feels more like an autumn day than a spring summer day. And we had a beautiful day Sunday, absolutely glorious day Sunday. I think it was 23 degrees. And spent a lot of time in the garden on Sunday. Oh dear. Oh, you're keeping me awake. Don't know why I'm yawning. And I'm reading this one at the moment, which so far I've only just started it really, a few bits in. Philippa Gregory, Tide Lands. I like the Philippa Gregory books. I like the history ones. There's all around the sort of Tudor era. There's loads of them. I mean, the one was made into a film. The other princess, I think. There's loads of them. There's the favoured child. There's just loads of them. And this is some of the ones that aren't based on the history. I like that period though. It's all sort of Henry VIII period, and his wives, and just interests me, that period in time. And so these are some of hers. I've read see, I've done put the camera on, words go. Oh, I've read loads of her books. I can't think of does it say on here? No. No. No, it's not coming to me. No, it doesn't say. Sometimes it says previous books, doesn't it? But no. So I've read quite a few of her books, and I do like the way she writes. The history ones are very good. She and she does do her research. I've read and seen things written about Philippa Gregory and about the research that she does to get her input correct. So yeah, so at the moment it's Philippa Gregory, Tidelands is the book I'm on. The other one that I read, the 5, which were the 5 women of Jack the Ripper, that was very interesting, obviously sad. We all know how they ended up, but very interesting. That life's quite different to what you think. You just think, oh, they're just, as saying the book, thought he was a killer of prostitutes. It's not that straight. It's not that straight. And they all had lives and families, obviously. Sad. That's what made him so famous, wasn't it? Right, I'm waffling now. I'm losing words, so it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much again for watching. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you'd like to. It's very difficult saying that. I feel I'm pushing myself forward, but it does really mean a lot to see those likes and the subscribes. It's fab. So thank you, and please comment. And I know I've said some of my opinions with things this time, and that's my opinion. Nobody has to have the same opinion. Everybody has a right to think their own thing. So take care, everybody, and bye for now. And hopefully I'll catch up with you again soon with maybe something a bit different to baby knits. So bye for now.